All right, we're joined by Arkansas head coach Eric Musselman, along with Chris Likes, Jalen Williams, and Odyssey Tony. Coach, if you can please open up with a statement, and then we'll take questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, I just from a defensive standpoint, obviously, Adese Tony, the way that he played individually tonight was as good as any defender that I've ever coached. And then collectively, the team being able to adjust in a short turnaround and be able to switch timeout after timeout into different coverages. We played almost the whole first half in our spy coverage, and the guys just did an incredible job. We were worried about giving them too much in a short amount of time, but these guys play so hard. It was obviously, not a cosmetically pleasing offensive game, but the toughness and the resilience and the way that we play defense is incredible.
All right, questions for the student athletes. Just raise your hand and we'll bring the microphone around. We'll start with this gentleman right here.
I guess this is probably directed at all three of you guys, if that's okay. You've been through two battles here this weekend, and you're one of the final 16 teams remaining in the country. Can you describe the emotions that you feel in the moment and what it means to you individually and for the program?
I would say it's great, especially because how we started this year or started our SEC play. It's great for the team knowing that we proved a lot of people wrong. This whole season for us has just been fighting. Everybody just kept fighting. Everybody turned into a dog. Everybody wanted it bad. So we just kept fighting throughout the whole year, and it's a great feeling.
What did you guys make of that pass that Devo made in transition that led to Deese's dunk? Especially if the pass was that just to thread the needle in that moment.
Man, it was a perfect pass. We were just talking about it in the huddle. He was like, "Just run, I got you," and it was on the money, and I just capitalized on it. And congratulations on him for making that pass. It was tough.
Adese, Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080, man. It seemed like you was like, you went out there with those straps, 5 points in the first half. You came out like you was like the Teddy Allen Wrench of the tournament at this point. What was going on in your mind when the coach said that you had Teddy Allen for this game?
Man, when he told me that the night they won, he just said you got a big responsibility. The man can play ball. He's a bucket getter, So my mindset was just to keep him under control and not let him get loose. And my guy, I couldn't do it without my guys,
Jalen, hey, double machine out there. They went on a run. Obviously, we know in this tournament it's going to be a game of runs. But you guys were able to go on a 9-0 run pretty much to, pull away from victory. What was Coach telling you when those guys made their run for you to go out and double back with that 9-0 run?
Really just for us to stay calm, us go down the offensive end and run our plays, just stay calm against the defense. We knew what they were in, and then also we had to pick up on the defensive side. We had to get stops and turn them into offensive plays for us.
All right, we'll have Paul in the back there, and then we'll come up here.
Question for Adese, back here. Was there a moment tonight where you sensed that you had the upper hand on Teddy, and what was that moment in the game?
Man, I guess when a couple possessions, like later on, second half, he started getting a little frustrated. Then that was my key then, just to keep doing what I was doing, And a couple possessions, last game when he had 37, he just was aggressive. He just wanted the ball more. And this game, he really didn't seem like he didn't want the ball as much. So I just kept trying to be locked in on that.
Right here, in the aisle here.
Kind of had a two-parter here. Jalen, I don't know if you know this, your 15 rebounds, Arkansas NCAA tournament record. What do you think about that?
I just came into the game knowing that I had to rebound. That was one of the things. They're a great rebounding team, so I just came in the game thinking rebound.
And maybe for Chris and Jalen, you guys shot like a season low 27-something% from the field, but at the line, 22 of 25. Chris, you were 7 of 7. Jalen, I think you were 4 of 4. What was it like surviving a shooting game like that, and winning at the free throw line? At this tournament, you guys hit 42 of 50, so pretty good. What do you think about your free throw shooting tonight to basically save the game for you?
Free throws are always important in the game. I knew as the game was going on, it was a dogfight. It was tough for both teams to score, so I knew at the end of the game, if it was close, it would come down to free throws. So just understanding that you got to knock those down, and that's really what helps you win games, is really crucial for us. So.
Yeah, kind of like what he was saying. Free throws has been our identity the whole year, getting to the free throw line and hitting free throws. So our offense wasn't clicking, so we just stayed aggressive and tried to get to the line. And then every time we stepped up to the line, we stepped up there confident. We were all confident Chris was going to knock down those free throws at the end, and everybody was. So we just stepped up and hit them.
All right, we'll go here and then we'll go to Mike.
Yeah, this one's for all D's. Could you kind of just talk about the battle that you had with Teddy Allen, just being locked up with him and defending him throughout the night? Just what was it like, just first off, trying to keep the ball out of his hands, and then secondly, whenever he did get the ball, trying to force him into as bad a shot as possible?
It was tough because like I said, he's a very good competitor, and he stayed moving without the ball and finding ways to get the ball, and it's just hard. But we just had switch up defense at the timeout just to maintain him not getting the ball.
All right, go ahead, Mike.
Question for Chris, Mike Harrington, Buffalo News. Tell me about your mentality when JD fouls out. And then just tell me what it was like for you. You only get 9 minutes in this game, but obviously you're a huge part. Just how are you able to, focus in that moment and contribute in that moment like they needed?
It's simple, just understanding that it's bigger than myself. It's a team game, and for us, being able to win this game, somebody has to go down and knock those free throws. So I just stayed ready. Coaching staff did a good job of just talking to me, make sure I was ready, and I went in the game and knocked down free throws. So.
All right, in the back.
Andre Robinson, Challenger Community News. This question is for Jalen. This was a big fight field tonight. It was big dog versus big dog. You in the matchup with McCants. What keeps you motivated to, have these matchups and come out the victor in these matchups, man? Who's keeping you motivated and what's keeping you motivated?
Wanting to win. That's just been my thing the whole year, is just doing whatever team needs me to win. And I've seen a lot of great big men through our league. We have a lot of good guys in our league, so it was just another night for real, just playing against another really good big guy, and just wanting the will to win just keeps pushing me to try to defend these guys.
Right here in the aisle.
Jalen, this is your second straight Sweet 16, so you probably just think this happens to everybody, but wonder what you think. And then you other two guys, you both have waited a long time for this. Chris, I know you played in the NCAA tournament in Miami, but this is new for you, Adis. Just, Jalen, what does it feel like to be going back for the second year in a row, and then for each of the others, what does it feel like to be getting there for the first time?
Of course, it's a great feeling, but it's kind of like a standard now for us, and I feel like the program is just what we want to do, what we feel like we need to do every year. This was our standard at the beginning of the year to get back to where we were last year, but of course, it's a great feeling knowing that we're one of the last teams standing.
All right, in the back. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is my first time actually getting past the first round, so I'm super excited about that. This shows like all the hard work we put in, in this off season, and just understanding, the culture here and hard work and the ethic. So, I'm just happy to be here, man. This is a really surreal moment for me, and yeah.
Yeah, for my first time, even being in Sweet 16 is big for my first time. It's amazing just knowing that the guys we have and the culture we built is just crazy here. And it's just amazing, man, just to survive this event.
Right now in the back.
Question for RDs. That was one of the best defensive efforts I've seen in this tournament, and I've been here 2 nights in a row. I just want to know, who do you pattern your defensive game behind? Is there anybody you watching? Because you locked them down.
Oh, man, it's crazy you say that, but I study Jimmy Butler defense a lot. Just the way he played on the defensive end, it's just his mindset, that dog mentality he have on the defensive end. I just try to take that mindset every game.
Over here, sure.
I'm not sure you guys want to answer that with Eric sitting right there, but maybe I'll ask Chris and Jalen. This is the third time Eric's taken 2 different programs to the Sweet 16 in 3 years, or 5 years, I'm sorry. That's pretty good. What do you guys think it is about him that enables him to do that, or just what do you think about that stat? Three Sweet 16s in 5 years, 2 different programs.
I think it's just his will to win. You know, he has the passion that we all do. He wants to win just as bad as we do, and you know that's important coming from your coach, seeing how much he cares. You know, it helps you go out there and you're motivated to fight for him. So.
Yeah, I would just say it's his fire. He pushes everybody to be just as good as they can be, and like he might cuss you out, he might yell at you, but it's just because he wants you to be the best player that you can be. He's pushing you to be a perfectionist, so he's just pushing the team to be as best as we can be every day.
All right. Oh, over here, Ralph.
For Jalen, and I saw this from the sideline. I'm wondering what maybe if you can add some context to it. It looked like late in the game, Devo's on the line. He kind of looks to you and makes a little bit of a face. It was a big free throw, and I wasn't sure if like you guys were goofing around a little bit just to make the moment light, or if Teddy was maybe trash talking a little bit. But it just seemed like in a pressure-packed moment, you guys were having a little bit of a light moment, and I'm wondering if you can maybe fill in some details.
Devo, that was him and Teddy were going at each other a little bit, and Teddy was talking trash to him, and we're just having fun with the game. Devo continues to have fun. He finds ways to have fun, and that's his way, is just being that dog, and we were just having fun out there, and he was talking trash.
Any further? Oh, one more here.
Yes, sir, Bob.
Jalen, you know, Devo didn't have his usual NCAA tournament game. I guess I jinxed him. I wrote a big story about it, but he's 0 for 6 from the field. He goes to the line, and then he knocks down both free throws. And plus, with that interaction you were just talking about, what do you how confident were you that Devo was going to hit those free throws, even though he wasn't having a particularly good shooting night?
Super. I feel like we're confident in everybody stepping up the line. We work on free throws every day at practice, in big-time situations, too. So we work on that, and Devo might not have had a good offensive game, but I feel like he did a good job on the defense. He's contributing, even if it's not on the offensive side. He was getting other teammates open. He was creating, even though it wasn't for himself. So other than his shots or not making shots, I feel like he had a great game.
All right. One last question in the back, sure.
Chris, this question is for you. Obviously, you like the big moments, but I want to know, what's your mindset and what's your mentality like, you know, only playing 9 minutes, you on the bench. I know everybody as a basketball player wants to be out there and contribute, but what's your mindset that keeps you motivated and the wheels turning while you're on the bench, you know, being the role player?
I just wanted to, you know, help this team advance to the next round. And whatever that asked me to do, I was going to do it. And today they asked me to go down and knock down some pretty big free throws. So I was ready for the moment, and, you know, that's all it is sometimes, just being ready.
All right. With that, we'll excuse our student athletes. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, we'll start questions now for Coach Musselman. We'll start right here in the front.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Just maybe start with a big picture kind of question. I mean, you've had 2 opportunities to take Arkansas to a tournament since you've been here, advanced to the Sweet 16 both times. What does that mean to you personally, and how does it make you feel about where you've got this program headed?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like what the player said, you know, we grind so hard in the off season, and you know, we don't take our summers lightly. I mean, you know, we have a goal that when school starts, for the regular school, that we have everything in that we need to have in, meaning, you know, all of our baseline package, zone offense, and you know, we're squeezing it all in limited amount of time. But you know, we don't just come in and just shoot. You know, I mean, it's a culture of work. It's a culture of trying to get maximum effort every day. But to make 2 Sweet 16s back to back, it's not easy. There's very few teams that are able to do it. You know, we felt when we got together at the beginning of the summer, I mean, the transfers, we talked to them about this. You know, like, this is the goal. This is, if you want to come here, you know, there's going to be expectations, but we have enough talent to do this. And that, I'm just so happy for the guys that haven't been on this stage, because they committed to us, you know, with a dream and a vision.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Eric, I saw you nodding your head when Jalen was talking about Devo's defense in this game. But first, I wanted to get your thoughts on that bounce pass he made to Deese for the dunk to cap that run. And then what did Devo do on the defensive end that stood out to you?
Yeah, I thought both Devo and JD, obviously we had a primary defensive package for number 0, Teddy Allen, and then we had a secondary package, for Rice, number 10, and we wanted to pressure him, and we wanted to bother him. We wanted to stab at the ball. I mean, JD has, 8 steals. That's a lot of steals. And then when JD went out, or when he wasn't on the floor, Devo was doing a great job. I thought it forced them playing some guys that were not really on our scouting report, to be honest with you. With 12 Cotton, and when he checked in the game, and obviously that was for shooting, and then we felt like McKinney played a little bit more than maybe what we felt, because maybe, added ball handling with the pressure that both Devo and JD put on Rice. Bounce pass was incredible. I mean, the thing with Devo, he's got such great court vision, and he thrives on making home run plays. Sometimes you want guys to just look for a single, but he has this. We see it all the time. He's got this dramatic, something about having flair to his game. But he does have great vision. He's unique with his ability to take chances both off the dribble, and then also from a passing standpoint.
We've talked a lot about Audice's defense lately, but I just wonder where you feel like this performance kind of fits in with what else he's been able to do this year in other games he's had.
I mean, he's been great all year. He sacrifices. When you think about the energy that it takes to guard the best player every night, so it probably sacrifices some of his offense, quite frankly. He's a guy sometimes that I, want him to rest a little bit offensively because of the energy. And tonight's scheme was a little bit more complicated than we've had when you're changing stuff during timeouts on which way you're forcing a guy and which way the help's coming from. I mean, it's a little bit how we used to play Kobe Bryant. And I didn't know if we were giving him too much, meaning the entire team. I was worried about it, today at the team meal, even as late as 4 o'clock. Did we try to squeeze too much in? But when you demand a lot, it's amazing what people can retain.
Yeah, Eric, I mean, what'd you think of Euro's field goal shooting? I think it was a season low. Now many teams shoot 27-something and win an NCAA tournament game, but then you hit 22 out of 25 free throws. I mean, you just killed it from the free throw line. What'd you think about the field goal struggles, but then, you made up for it with the free throws?
Yeah, I would say, I think Hunter's still here. I'm glad I still have a job, because after that offensive performance, I could have walked off the floor and he could have told me that he was looking for a new coach, because I'll put a lot of that on me, maybe offensively, because we spent the entire, and it was a really short turnaround, but I probably spent too much time defensively on what we were going to do, and maybe didn't spend enough time offensively and tweaking some of our offensive sets. And then I did think that we missed some easy baskets around the rim that was a little bit uncharacteristic of us. But we've been a great free throw shooting team all year, Bob. I mean, and like the guys said, like, we literally work on it every day, and it's not easy, the drill that we do. I've talked about it. I mean, a lot of times we're holding the plane up when we're leaving town, and some of the coaches will say, hey, Skip, perfect free throw. We got to get out of here. The plane's leaving. And sometimes the drill takes 22 minutes. I mean, it's taxing. But I think what it does is it puts guys under game pressure in a closed practice setting, which is hard to create.
Coach, Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. Good, ugly win, defense and free throws. Just care to talk about how resilient, your guys played out there today.
Yeah, I think New Mexico State's they're really well coached. They're really tough. They pride themselves on offensive rebounding. They pride themselves on getting loose balls. They pride themselves on toughness. We pride ourselves on toughness too. We just, Maybe some people overlook that part of us, but we feel like, from a toughness standpoint, that we can go, toe to toe, and anything that happened tonight where we got exploited, I didn't spend enough time on our post defense. Normally we front the post, and they hurt us in the second half of going inside, but we felt like, if we could hold Allen, the goal was 10 or under, and he got, 2 over that. But we felt like if we could just focus on that one aspect, that would afford us an opportunity to win.
Absolutely. Now, just care to talk about your overall experience here being in Buffalo.
I mean, I got to come back, I guess, in the summer because I had a blast, had great meals. I love visiting the Bills. All the people over there were awesome, so I definitely want to try to come to a Bills game without a question. I mean, I've been to a few of these, and this was probably the funnest experience that I've had. We were able to do some stuff with the guys, Niagara Falls and so on, and so it was, and the weather was incredible for the first, the 2 days we had off. So it was awesome.
All right, John.
Eric, John Worrell with the AP. How fitting was it, given how hard Tony worked, to get that dunk and the way that really seemed to really raise and cap that run? And secondly, have the benefits of being an NBA coach and having defended against Kobe Bryant, and you talked about this is how we defended Kobe Bryant, and is there a benefit to that for your team and for your experience to go up against a guy like Teddy Allen?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question because, when we knew we were playing him after our game, I went back and, I still have all my notes in my email, so I opened up my emails and went through because I keep all my post-game notes. And I thought we did a pretty good job except for maybe 1 or 2 games against Bryant. And what that philosophy is maybe forcing him right for a quarter, forcing him left for a quarter. Bringing an extra defender, which you saw tonight, we did a lot. And then when you bring the extra defender, sometimes on the catch, sometimes on the second dribble. And I didn't know if a college team was going to be able to do that. But I think there's a huge benefit, to be honest with you, with coaching in the NBA because there's 82 games and you have to, every night. I can tell you what we did with Allen Iverson. And it might not have worked every night because my record should have been better. I wouldn't have gotten fired so much. But I still got the experience of trying to, even as an assistant coach for my dad, and you're game planning against Kareem Abdul. I've seen every position a great player and been a part of a game plan. So I think it definitely helps for sure. And what was the first part? Yeah, that was perfect. That was perfect. He's been an opportunistic scorer for us all year. Like he comes up with huge basket cuts or huge offensive rebounds, and I thought it was, for him to be rewarded with basically the exclamation point after everything that he had done defensively, and then I'm, kind of letting him chill a little bit offensively, and then even when Allen went out, I took Adise out for him to rest for that minute and a half or whatever. But I thought it was a perfect exclamation point.
All right, that's much time we have for Coach Musselman. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.